All right. And we're live. All right. And we're live. All right. What's going on here? Is this like an infinity? All right. What's going on here? Is this like an infinity? All right. Huh. All right. We're gonna start off today with the male loser epidemic. Male loser epidemic. Losers, you know. It's not just a chopped man epidemic anymore. We're all fucking losers too. All right, let's see what Shoe on Head has to say on this. She's usually pretty good.
With all these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement. Months ago, I covered how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump. And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic. Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to
Oh yeah, that'll win over working class men, all right. Holding up in a luxury hotel. Why don't you come on down to the Comfort Inn?
convince working class men
I'll be waiting for you
to return to the party. Ah yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games, among other things. The Democratic Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you can see here is the young man in his natural habitat, in a dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles. Here is another young man, as you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave. This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates, but moving on, here is another young man, we think. We're not quite sure about this one. We're still.
Oh, Zoomers. Ho 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 ho. Word about you, kids.
Studying it. Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to do that stupid maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men.
They spent $20 million. $20 million. They spent $20 million to figure out how to talk to young men that could just talk to young men. Instead, they spent $20 million holed up in a fucking luxury hotel. How disconnected are these people?
I listen listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comment section. Let's see here. Shoe on Head is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, shoo, mommy, milkies, 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 mommy, mommy, mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Since Trump scored big with young male voters last election, Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys...
Well, it is a waste of money. Oh, so that's what we should do, is teach them not how to be sexist. Yes, that's... Yes, the... Dear Lord, there's a lot of great, smart, with it women in the world, and none of them are on The View.
But the stats don't bear that out now. Look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there.
This chick married an ex-MLB baseball player, just to let you know the level of men she's talking about.
That want to get married. They want to have kids. They want.
Oh yeah, your friends that want to get married and have kids to a baseball player. To a baseball player. A major league baseball player.
To have stable families, but there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons. We'll unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone was mocking it and making fun of it, as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? Hold on one second. 3 stupid blonde bimbos. Sorry. I felt left out. Alright, let's go. Wait! I need my gamer fuel. See? I do drink it. That one's for you, Tectone.
It's a major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young...
Oh, it's the feminization of men, and that's... There are a lot of soft, precious pussies out there. But that ain't the fucking problem with men, honey.
Women out there that want to get married, they want to have kids, they want to have stable families, but there are a lot of young men out there who want...
Right, and men need careers to be able to provide that for you. Why do right-wingers always try to, like... Stop. Just stop. I hate you all so much.
To live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all,
let me just pluck that career off a tree.
this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One f***ing guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no, the young men are leaving us in droves. How do we get them back? Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs. F*** you. Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too. Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No. And also, they're not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it. Come on. Get with the times.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for a job as a young man recently? Or tried buying
They've never applied for a job in their adult lives. Everything has been handed. Are you kidding me? Tommy Lahren? Tommy Lahren has never applied for a job in her life. Not one job. Well, maybe the Blaze. I doubt it. They found her like on social media or some shit.
a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays and you need to pander to them, but Tommy, you're like 2 years younger than me. You know this isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like a f***ing boomer? I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me shit. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain-dead boomer-ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house.
This slop is designed for my dad. This slop is designed for my father, for him to consume it. That way he could just blame his sons. Neither one of his sons have ever had an opportunity. Never had an actual opportunity. So he can sit there and say whatever he wants. There's It's for brain dead boomers who want to blame their kids instead of accepting responsibility for the bullshit they've pulled for the last 45 fucking years. Like, it's ridiculous, man. They built the fucking world we're living in. They built the world we're living in. They in every election since 1972.
And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers. They are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers. But when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is...
How could they catch up? A second, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm trying to figure out. Are we still recording? Am I still recording? Oh man, it's just annoying me. Is it working? think we're back on. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Tommy Lauren, see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. You wonder why so many millennials and zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children. Not happening.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized. So they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat? I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same. Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance. But among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence. Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas. They've been ass blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again, they'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made. 10/10, highly recommend, would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is going to be the summer of canceling boys. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of
Your girlfriends have an issue with men because they have unrealistic expectations because you married a Major League Baseball player?
these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be.
You're having issues with your husband? If you're having issues with your husband, that's a you issue. You're going to say that now that your husband's the issue? Let's look up your husband. Isn't he a Fox News commentator also? JP Arancibia, right? I know this guy because I'm a baseball fan. I remember when this guy was around because I was playing Fantasy League Baseball and he was a catcher with pop. And those are rare. '80 career dongs, had a couple 20 home run seasons, out of the league by 30. What I wanted to see was lifetime earnings. Let's get to the big page. So the guy made $3.2 million as a major leaguer. Currently, he's a bench coach for the Syracuse Mets, AAA Mets team. And yeah, so she's married to JP Arancibia since 2022.
Us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
I think.
Well, that's partly true, too. We don't really, it's not the first thing that comes to mind, like, oh, I want a super successful girlfriend or wife. It's cool. I wouldn't be bothered by it. But Guys are thinking about, I want a beautiful, sweet, kind, generous woman who's fun to be around, matches my goals, values, interests. We both bring something a little bit to the table for each other that helps each other, you know? We balance each other out in a way and push each other forward. That kind of shit. I don't know.
Men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually...
Why would a man want to be married before 30 anyways? I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea of getting married before 30 completely, but like, I would want to be at least like 24 or 25.
not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So,
I mean, the idea of getting married at 20 sounds retarded.
okay.
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this
Unless you're like marrying your high school, middle school sweetheart, and you're totally on the same page on everything.
straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents. What? But wait, there's more. She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a
Make money.
manly man, a protector and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before.
I mean, yeah, I need sex, romance,
History have women
children out of
demanded
it.
so much.
What's the point of being married if you're not getting sex, romance, and children out of it? A fucking tax write-off?
And offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video because I am really interested to see what, like, the typical
I am too. Let's see what the boomers are thinking.
Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93 and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness! Boomers are ruthless! Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over. When I was 18, rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place. She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God.
I guess that just depends on the 12-year-old's bedroom decor. I would say probably today it's probably pretty lame. A bunch of like anime and video game crap, right? But when I was a kid, I feel like we had cooler bedrooms. Kids was busting out the black lights and shit.
God, we raised our sons to be men who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family.
I mean, that sounds wonderful. Sign me up. Where is she? Is she going to fall out of the sky? I don't think so. And a guy without a career and a home, at least one or the other. In this economy, in this dating market, I mean, if you're going out, you'll do fine. I think, if you got the money to go out 2-3 nights a week, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. But then you're going to have to pivot to spending money on dates.
Was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed.
Like, literally, we know you can't relate, boomers. We understand you can't relate. We keep trying to explain to you why you can't relate, and you do not listen.
Why can't you people get this through your heads? I will never let my son stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest.
Look at this evil person. I have a nephew. He's not even really my nephew. He's a family friend. But, he's...
Okay, I really gotta ask, is this...
And I'm like, I'll do anything to make sure to help this kid launch. Boomers are fucked up. Late or early Gen X too. They're boomer light. They're fucked up too.
Is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out when they turn 18 years old? My Mediterranean mind cannot comprehend this. And honestly, why the would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking, for a woman who probably can't cook? Not me though. Personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals. I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Bone apple teeth.
Now, unfortunately, Tommy Lauren wasn't the only one pushing this stupid lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games all day. This on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our attention. The new dream job for young men, stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy. And he has a master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Yeah, just get a job. Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into jobland where jobs grow on jobbies?
The term welfare queen must
For real. They just want you to work somewhere, anywhere, doing something. The inability of the boomer mind to comprehend a life without work is incredible.
have fell out of fashion with Republicans, because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job lazy attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor. Companies and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage.
No shit. No shit. You know what's funny too? Strawberries. On sale. On sale. Food is good. Telling us we're not gonna have it. Deporting Mexicans, but somehow we still have it. And strawberries are cheap in season. Grown in California, cheap as shit. Bananas, not even grown here, cheap as shit.
Wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make. I remember when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders? That's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
I miss that old Bernie. He's like a sold out cuck now for woke bullshit. It's like blowing the Palestinians. Oh no. The terrorists are getting killed and their supporters are suffering for what they fucking supported.
But it would make a lot of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
It'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of the nation state.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these jobs
Where indeed?
being taken are jobs traditionally held by men, like construction and factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many, many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers while requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers this year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men, and electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many more like that. Another example.
And that's why nobody talks about it, because it's only affecting men and it's only really affecting white, educated men. Like, they just... The white straight male is the only unprotected category in America.
1,000 American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H1 Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to
The other thing that, really has impacted things are female coded, careers are also brown coded now, you know, You might could be a guy and own some of these businesses, a white guy and own some of these businesses, but it's going to hurt you socially. It's gonna hurt you as far as you're gonna be looked like, kind of odd, if you walk into a vape shop and it's not Arab owned, it's gonna be a little shocking. Nobody ever talks about jobs getting brown coated. I mean, hotels, motels, nail salons, restaurants, uh, just a whole parts of the economy of small businesses are just relegated to foreign ownership, foreign entrepreneurship.
And one's paying that dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about $1,000 more annually than men, completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this age group. In the US, a 2022 Pew Research...
I'll say this, throughout my 20s, waiting tables and bartending, the girls always out-earned the guys. It was really hard for a guy to come close to earning the kind of money girls earned. Girls would girls would easily break 200. All right. Girls would easily break $200 on a Friday or Saturday night 15 years ago if they were attractive. Easily. As a guy, I used to target $200, but it used to usually come up around $140. They're strictly just looks. I mean, I knew girls that were terrible servers that, would make $100 a night on just a handful of tables. Just really key, even though they sucked.
Research Center analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings at or above 100% of men's in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like. More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date. Men are poor, tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from them. 9% in
Like, constantly. Okay. Like, constantly. Okay.
in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker. Anything else? Anything else happened around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women, but we don't have to get into that today. The fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. People basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with two options. revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a swallow for me. This sucks. I hate this. I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. You saw this recently in New York City, where Zohran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired.
Yeah, Mamdani won the primary, but all his supporters were like either making over $100,000 a year or they were Asians. Make of that of what you will, and by Asians, Muslim.
Tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them because this is not.
Yeah, that seems like they want jihad. I think what's next for leftists is they'll all become Muslims.
Not working for them.
If you wake up in the morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with four-year college degrees and like initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing.
Then why should...
Because this is not working for them.
If you wake up...
Different. This is also manifesting choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. Young people today are faced with two options, revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting further left. You saw this recently in New York City, where Zohran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them because this...
It's not just, I mean, I'd be flattered if somebody still thought I was young, but it's not even just young men. It's everybody under 50. It's like, yo, what the f***? This isn't what we signed up for.
Is not working for them.
If you wake up in the morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with four-year college degrees and like initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it. Unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East, young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not even a George Bush II electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully, well, even the podcast bros seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second. That's better. So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them.
I mean, there are losers out there, and by losers, I mean people that don't even try, never tried, never even had like a plan or a dream or anything. I get that, whatever. But like most guys like have tried, and when they tried, their good efforts were thrown in their face, or somehow they were derided as not, jumping through the hoops the right way, and a lot of it, for a lot of school even, or elementary school, definitely like school, like if you're not being challenged, if you're just being left to flounder, even though you're bright, like, while all this attention's being paid to all these kids that are obviously not as smart as you. Watching all these people that aren't as smart as you get ahead is a painful thing.
Them all. I'm probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait, don't write that. No, you can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip with a little tip jar down below. I'll give it a little heart. It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video, because I know you gremlins love that shit.
Let's check out our comments. Men are struggling, women most affected. Can't build a life with someone that hates you on a subconscious level. We can't be toxically masculine, and now we can't even hide in our mama's basements, or else they cry about it. My ideal relationship is one where I get all the benefits with zero expectations and responsibilities. Yeah, what a surprise. No kidding. No kidding. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, we'll cover the Trump.
Welcome to the Daily Show. How about it? Johnny got himself a new do. Very nice. My name is Jon Stewart. Man, have we put together a great show for you tonight. Economic commentator Kyla Scanlon will be here later. She's going to be talking about which labubu. I was told that's a real thing. A labubu. Apparently it's like a Teletubby with fangs. Which one's the wisest investment? But first, let me be completely frank. We had a tremendous show planned for you. Well-designed, articulate, a tremendous deconstruction of the most interesting issues of the day. We prepared a whole piece on the new Trump tariffs, breaking down the different rates and their secondary impacts. A truly illuminating dive into the overlooked role of the commodities markets in trade deficit accounting. It was going to be so funny. But sadly, at the last minute, we had to scrap all that because Elmo lost his mind.
Elmo is back to his usual family-friendly content after a hacker posted racist and anti-Semitic remarks to the Sesame Street character's X account.
This is what happens when you go too long without tickling Elmo.
Elmo is just checking in. How is everybody? Elmo says all Jews should die. Fuck Jews. Donald Trump is Netanyahu's puppet because he is in the Epstein files. Jews control the world and need to be exterminated. Donald Trump, child fucker. Kill all Jews. And that got 1,100 likes, 999 retweets, 505 comments.
B-roll of Elmo you have to play for the Death to Jews story? Look at Elmo in the B-roll. He's dancing! These tweets were especially shocking me as someone who has worked with Elmo. I've worked with Elmo, as everybody definitely remembers. Yeah. I hosted Elmo Palooza in, I'm going to say 1831. This picture makes me sad for a number of reasons. It does remind me, though, of a certain point in one's career where you haven't really established yourself yet, and so they really don't give a shit if your wardrobe fits. You're just kind of a guy that's there, with a suit that's there, and if it fits, great. And if it needs to also fit Big Bird for the next sketch, take it off, Stu, it's Snuffleupagus is up next. I mean, Jesus, did I take a dump in my pants? Look at that. You know when camera people are laughing at that. That's not fair. Richie, that's not fair. The truth is, I'm being honest, Elmo at the time was great to work with. It was. Was there a ton of coke on set? Of course. Elmo, you know what we're here to talk about. The Jews. That's right. We're talking about the Jews, Elmo. I think you had something that you wanted to say.
Yes. Elmo was hacked. They hacked Elmo. They guessed Elmo's password was Elmo. Elmo 123. Elmo
Elmo knows passwords to that more numbers, but Elmo only knows 3 numbers. Elmo, what did we talk about taking responsibility?
It's true. Elmo wasn't hacked. It was Elmo. But Elmo was right.
All right, okay, Elmo, everybody, Elmo. Wow, that was enlightening. I didn't expect any of that. Elmo shoots from the hip. You can't control him. I'll admit, the second thing threw me off too. I thought that was weird. Now, the impetus for Elmo's rant seems to be the Department of Justice memo that has just been released that said the Epstein sex trafficking case was officially closed and that no new information would be forthcoming. And while Elmo is demanding that the files be released, Donald Trump's response is brought to you by the letters FU.
You're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talking about for years. Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable? You guys ran on it. Remember this?
We need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
This Epstein sex ring operation? I'm not letting it go ever. Ever.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Why would you have to change your pants to let us know who the pedophiles are? And why wouldn't you be wearing pants while you're researching it? And that was before the Trump administration took power. And by the way, they were still hyping the Epstein files after they took power.
We have flight logs, we have information, names, that will come out. President Trump has given a very strong directive, and that's going to be followed.
So people can expect actual movement on this, not just empty promises.
Oh, Donald Trump doesn't make empty promises.
Yeah, right.
2 of his wives and 10,000 unpaid contractors disagree. But these are all people who work for Trump that set the expectation. And I think because of that, surprisingly, MAGA world, for the first time in memory, isn't just slavishly acquiescing to Trump's reality distortion field.
Where did that whole case go? Where did all the files go? They just went nowhere? No one even believes that. This stinks. This just reeks.
Something is horribly wrong here.
Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
Yes, Pam Bondi, the ringleader. She makes the decisions. The backlash wouldn't die. So Trump had to go back out and kill the backlash. Perhaps even making it look like a suicide. So this weekend...
You heard him, John! That's outrageous!
So this weekend, Trump tried to reason with his base using their shared love language, long, rambling Truth Social posts.
In a social media post, the president asked his followers, "What's going on with my boys?" and in some cases, gals.
Let me stop you right there. Not to be all woke, but I believe they prefer the terms bros and hoes. Sorry, go on. You were explaining why it was time to move on from the Epstein case.
Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax?
Why are we giving publicity to the Democratic files? This guy... I mean, what could be said that hasn't been said about Donald Trump? We told you.
51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more.
So, just understand this. In a few months' time, we went from the Epstein files will expose the Democrats to the Epstein files were written by the Democrats and therefore can't be trusted, so let's move on. And then Trump brings up Hunter Biden's laptop as a reminder for all of us not to dwell on old conspiracy theories. What? So, problem solved? Right, MAGA world? Well, let's test it scientifically.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
Let me hear everyone who thinks sex trafficking should still be prosecuted say, hell yeah! Hell yeah! Who wants to know more about a cabal of elite sex criminals? Just the ladies! So MAGA world is now in open revolt. You want to know how bad it's getting out there? They're literally burning their MAGA army uniforms. Yeah. And there's just another guy standing next to him going, you gotta flip them. That's your problem. But clearly telling your base to just forget about Epstein isn't working. But if you know Trump, he can always just pivot to the classic Trump distraction. Throw something outlandish out there and watch the dogs chase the squirrel. I'm gonna invade Greenland. I'm gonna bomb Iran. He's gonna try something big.
President Trump is reigniting his decades-long feud with comedian Rosie O'Donnell.
I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. That's not gonna be enough.
The president taking to his social media platform to write in part, quote, "I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. She's a threat to humanity and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland if they want her."
Don't look at our inaction in prosecuting a sex trafficking ring to the rich and powerful. We must focus on the real issue. The denaturalization of the co-star of Riding the Bus with My Sister. Yeah.
Just playing a retard.
MAGA is losing their shit right now. They cannot believe what they're seeing. Trump is lying? Dismissing reasonable concerns.
Yeah, Trump lied. Trump lied. Apparently 2,500 JFK documents are still under court seal.
Concerns as bad faith whining, attacking anyone who disagrees? Well, as a resident of Blue America, can I just say right now to my red colleagues that my pronouns are how does and my ass taste. You like it? The Trump that you're just experiencing now, to your deep disappointment and dismay, is the dude we've been dealing with the whole time. You just didn't realize it because he's been nice to you. Like when you've had terrible tragedy.
My administration's doing everything in its power to help Texas. We gave them all the money, all the help that they can possibly use. We've given them we've maxed out, and we'll continue to max out.
Whatever you need, Daddy's here. Because you're the child he wanted. But we're Eric. And this is truly just a weird cheap shot. This is how we get treated.
I don't think we should give California anything.
I mean, if I give California money, then every state that didn't vote for me will think I'm their president too. That's not a precedent I want to set. Whether it's natural disasters or tariff cartels or immigration enforcement or a million other issues, Trump's MAGA base always benefits from favorable treatment, except now. They're finally understanding what it's like to be the target of his hostility. This administration has weaponized vindictive...
Viva la revolution!
What's that? What's going on?
Viva la revolution! Antifa forever!
Elmo? I thought you were alt-right.
Elmo was, but listening to your show and the trenchant analysis of the many hypocrisies of the right have re-radicalized Elmo to the populist left. Free Luigi! Free Luigi! Oh, there's more! Death to Mr. Noodle!
Elmo, that is in no way what we're saying.
Oh, dodging responsibility. Now you're just a comedian. Quit both-siding it, you corporate whore!
Elmo, it's just...
Free Luigi! Oh, there's more! Death to Mr. Noodle!
Elmo!
Radicalized Elmo to the populist left! Free Luigi! Free Luigi! Oh, there's more! Death to Mr. Noodle!
Elmo, that is in no way what we're saying.
Oh, dodging responsibility. Now you're just a comedian. Quit both-siding it, you corporate whore!
Elmo, it's more nuanced than that. It's not black and white.
Oh, that's right. Elmo doesn't understand. Elmo's stupid. Elmo's worldview is Manichaean in its simplicity. Good versus evil. Locke versus Hobbes. No shades of gray for Elmo.
Elmo, I'm not... Really? Oh, Elmo? I mean... He's shouting Free Luigi over here. And you're all like, oh, point it at Elmo, don't tweet.
Shut up.
Elmo, I am not criticizing your worldview. This is merely an exploration of the motivations of Trump to not release the files and explaining to his base that the way they're feeling now is how Blue America's been feeling the whole time.
But we all know why Trump hasn't released the file. We all know who got to him.
Elmo, I don't think I want to hear the answer to any of this.
John, no, hear me out, John. No, it's not. I'm just asking questions. It's not what you think.
All right, Elmo. What was it?
John, it was the Jews.
No, Elmo! No!
That was pretty funny. Yeah, it's the Jews somehow. It's all our fault.
So the first day after it was announced that the Epstein files were not going to be released, you saw a genuine crisis in MAGA, where they were trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out how to navigate this, trying to make sense of the world. Like everything was sort of flipped upside down for them in that moment, where they thought, here's this guy who's going to expose all the deep state pedophiles. And
Shit is hilarious. It's honestly kind of hilarious. It's honestly kind of hilarious. You know, I think people need to. I think people need a reality check, man. Because Trump was always a liar. Liar supreme. Oh. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna let this, I'll just let this play. A minute.
now it turns out, if anything, he's protecting them. Gee, I wonder why he's protecting them. But you know, one of the things that struck me in the moment is, oh yeah, they're definitely pissed. But wait for it, because every other time there's been a scandal where Trump is to blame, they somehow find a way to weasel their way out of saying the correct thing, which is Trump is to blame, I'm against him now I'm going to like make that part of my political project is to crusade against this charlatan. They never do that. Alex Jones was literally crying on air the night in the first term when Trump bombed Syria. He was crying on air saying Trump betrayed us, and then within a week he was back riding Trump's nuts. Well, we're already beginning to see that happen with these Epstein files. So watch this. So Alex Jones comes out and says, now this is after a day or two of scrambling, admittedly, where they don't know what to say, they don't know what to do. Some people are starting to blame Trump, others are not going that far, but saying I don't like this, right? Alex Jones comes out and says, President Trump now claims the Epstein list is real, but the Democrats have doctored it. This is the mother of all scandals. So here's what he says. Watch.
As you know, I just call balls and strikes. And after years of saying they released the Epstein filer list, suddenly they're not going to, and we're told it doesn't exist. But then Trump comes out last night and says, well, it does exist, but the Democrats had control of it, manipulated it, which is actually true. They had control of it. They would destroy anything they didn't want in there, leave what they wanted in there, that their investigators could plan. So people say, well, whose side are you on? This is a giant fiasco. I'm trying to call balls and strikes. I'm trying to look at every angle of this and understand what's happening, understand why Trump administration did a 180 the last few months, and particularly last week, and did this, and then blames loyal supporters who support the overall agenda as being traitorous for doing this. Now, we don't know what traitor this was. He on 2 months ago saying, look, Trump's in the list, and that big breakup there, and then Trump wants it closed, he wants it shut down, which looks extremely incriminating. But from all of my deep research, I never saw Trump involved in any illegal activity with Jeffrey Epstein.
His deep research. Your deep research missed the audio tape of Jeffrey Epstein saying I was Trump's best friend for a decade. You missed that, huh? You missed the over 30 sexual assault allegations against Trump. You missed him on tape saying he grabs women by the pussy. Quote, he doesn't even wait. He doesn't wait for consent, is what that means. You missed the reporting that the first time Trump and Melania had sex was on the Lolita Express, which was Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile jet. You missed the reporting of the Epstein and Trump victim who said that both Epstein and Trump played some sort of weird sexual assault game with her where they would, toss her back and forth between them and do various degrading things to her. You missed all this. You missed all this in your deep research. Oh my God. See, this is what I'm saying, man. They always find a way, right? They always find a way. Now he's finding a way to make his way back to Trump, to excuse Trump, and to make it seem like, well, wait a second. Obviously, the Democrats would doctor it if they had access to the Epstein files, so now Trump's not releasing it. Probably the only reason he's not releasing it is because they planted stuff on him in there that wasn't there, and they took out the stuff that made them look bad. I mean, this is, like, you can see him still trying to hold on to the shreds of, like, enough to appease the base. Like, you can still see that going on, like, oh, Trump's not handling this well, but then comes the immense cope.
So we are simply here tracking this case, not choosing a side, not wanting to make things be what we want them to be, but simply looking at the facts. But
that's literally exactly what he's doing. He's trying to make this what he wants it to be, which is somehow Democrats are to blame.
I dropped the ball. I didn't even think about the like, oh yeah, if they've had the list and they've had the files for years, the Democrats would take stuff out and destroy it. Well, that's obvious. They would leave in and twist and put in what they wanted. They have a long history of false documents, reports, Crossfire Hurricane, the list goes on. January 6th. So we've got to investigate this. We've got to keep open minds about this on all angles. But this is the big story. And this has put the Trump administration into a mega massive crisis. And Trump at press conferences, the rest of us saying ask questions, triggers the ultimate Streisand effect, and it's insane. So I don't know where in the world they're coming up with that plan.
All right, so there you have it. I gotta hand it to him. This one was clever. Didn't see this one coming. The Democrats actually doctored it, and that's why he doesn't want to release it. It's not that he's in the files, and it's so obvious that there's like 1,000 pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein, and they were pedocriminals together. Can't be that. No, it's definitely not that. His deep research, he didn't find anything. All right, so now we got another one here. Here's Tim Dillon. Man, I expected better from Tim. I must say, I know it's naive, but I expected better from Tim, but he gives us this crock of shit here.
I think Trump knows they'll kill him. I think Trump knows that they'll kill him. I think he does. Truly. I believe he knows that. I believe he knows that
This is some fucking bullshit. Tim Dillon trying to cover his own ass after he had dance on, kiss Trump's ass. I'm not going to let any of these guys ever live this shit down. They've all proffered off of us. The counterculture anti-establishment literally created the entire lane that these people occupy. And that's just a fact, Jack.
the people that killed all of those people would find a way to kill him if this came out. I believe that he knows that. I believe he believes that some faction of those people tried to kill him already. Don't quite know who, but I believe that is what he believes. I don't know that. I don't have any information on that. You know, like I can't tell you, like it's not like like someone told me that. I don't know what else evidence-wise you would need. I think Trump likes
hope is, well, he would release the Epstein files, but he knows that if he does, they will kill him. Who's they? The deep state? He appointed everybody in the now deep state. It's all him now. It's all his people. Who's going to kill him? Really, Tim? It's not obvious to you?
that with the, even just, if you knew nothing about this case, just by the way Trump is acting, wouldn't you say, yeah, I don't know, man, he looks like he's guilty. He looks like he's trying to hide something, right? It obviously is that he's in the files. He's all over the files. That's why he's friends with a lot of the other people who'd be taken down by this. Like, that's what it is. It's not, oh, he would do the heroic thing, but he knows that they'll kill him, so they've checkmated him. Like, and by the way, in like the mythos of Trump, isn't that the kind of fight that Trump would love to take on? Like, I know they're going to try to kill me, but I'm going to stand up to them. Or then what was the point? From a MAGA perspective, what was the point of the guy who's going to take on the deep state, but the second he feels threatened, I give up. like what is that? So now we got blame the Democrats, they doctor the files, and we got Trump knows they're going to kill him, which is why he's not releasing it. What we don't have from Alex Jones and Tim Dillon is obviously Trump's in the fucking files. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? His hands are all over those shits. Like, I don't get it. How you can, these people have been online for a long time. Well, every time there's like one of the 158 pictures of Trump and Epstein, do you cover your eyes and ears and go, la, 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 never see it, don't know what it is, don't know what you're talking about, la, 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 la. Like, the first thing that came to your mind wasn't, I don't know, he seems kind of guilty. Apparently not. Apparently not. It's such fucking cope. It's such cope. The revelations of the past few days don't change whether I trust Trump as a person. Oh, okay. What we just learned is that dealing with the Epstein operation is above the president's pay grade. Oh, okay. I'm sure that's what you'd be saying if a Democrat failed on this. You'd be saying the exact same thing. Doesn't mean I don't trust them. Well, it should. It should mean that. Scott Adams says, must be some juicy and dangerous stuff in those files. But I don't feel the need to be a backseat driver on this topic. 4 leaders I trust said it's time to let it go. They want what is best for America, and they have their reasons. I don't need to check their work. Oh, that is the worst cope I've ever seen in my life. I trust these people. I believe these people. I don't need to check their work. Whatever nonsense they shovel in my mouth, I will swallow with pride. That's what I'll do. So this is just a little taste, bro. But let me tell you, I don't know if you're truly prepared for what's to come. Y'all. Because within the first day or two, you saw a little rumble. You saw MAGA getting kind of pissed off. But if you pay close attention, they're going, Pam Bondi, you screwed Trump over. Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, you screwed Trump over. But now, I think the cope that many of them are going to land on is either the Alex Jones line or the Tim Dillon line. I think that'll be where most of them settle. Is that like, wait, what? Maybe the Democrats did actually doctor those files, and that's why Trump doesn't want to release it, because now they're fake and they have fake stuff about him in there, and they took out all the bad stuff about the Democrats. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be, oh, Trump's scared for his life because the deep state is going to kill him if he does it, and he's already done so much for us. That and just blame Pam Bondi, fire Pam Bondi, she's the problem. Even when Trump says, hey, Pam Bondi's just doing what I want her to do, she's doing a great job, they go, how dare Pam Bondi betray Trump? And he's like, no, guys, I wanted to do it. And they're like, how dare Pam Bondi betray you? So that's what's going to happen. But like I said, I think his poll numbers will go down, but I don't think it'll be to his rock bottom just yet. I think there's a lot more coping to be had within this second Trump term. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.
Maria. All right, this one goes, propaganda I wish younger.
So, we'll go back to that video and look at the comments. There were some good comments in there.
So the first day after...
Yeah, but they're not, the whole entire Rogan sphere endorsed Trump. Had Trump advance on, promoting the Republican Party. Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Andrew Schultz. I know there were other podcasts as well. Can't seem. Oh, here we go. These people can't turn on Trump. He's the bread and butter. They refuse to accept a clear, simple explanation. It's astounding. It's difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on his not understanding it. Them Dillon. Yep, that Tim. He's a piece of shit. I should say it. He's a piece of shit. Boom. I'll own it. Post anyway. Boom, bitch. Correct. So, from Tim Dillon's perspective, Trump could release the list, but he's too selfish. He cares more about his own life than the victims. Tim Dillon has always been bad. He's a grifter. His opinions will be whatever he thinks will make him money. And that's true. Correct. He's never done an entire hour that kills. This is a signal to those involved that they are safe and Trump will play ball. All right.
Maria. All right, this one goes propaganda I wish young girl falling for. Okay.
Propaganda that I wish young girls would stop falling for. Nothing empowering about it, and you could lie to yourself as much as you want, but there is absolutely going to be some sort of emotional connection when you sleep with somebody. You are going to make yourself spiritually sick thinking that you could just do this for pure enjoyment. There is a physiological response to doing so, and you are just going to destroy your ability to create meaningful based off of just impulse alone. It's not healthy for you, and it's putting you at a whole host of risks for things like STDs, unplanned pregnancies, and then you're going to complain, blame the baby, and take their life. It's absolutely uncalled for, and you really shouldn't be doing it.
Oh, geez, she went deep. Look at this comment real quick, though. This comment goes, yes, hookup culture was created by men who manipulated women into thinking it was empowering just because they wanted to have their milk for free all the time without having to commit to caring for the cow. Now we're calling women cows. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Hookup culture benefits men and harms women.
It can never be women that make their own decisions, huh? It's always the men
I want to
influencing them.
point something out. I'm 35. Nate, how old are you?
25.
Okay. So in 2005, how old were you?
5.
Okay. Well, in 2005 was when I started having sex. And let me tell you, everyone was doing it. And I don't mean I don't mean just with one person. It was literally like, oh, you hooked up with Megan too? Oh, you hooked up with Stephanie too? It was like everybody, it was hip. So this shit's been around 20 years ago.
It was never hip to be a slut. Girls were just sluts. I mean, I don't have a problem with sluts per se. I'm not trying to marry a slut, but I'm not married.
Years ago, let's not even bring up the hippies in the 60s. But my point is young Nate here, since you were 5.
I think the primary thing is that I care about is like, did you have a connection or did you just fuck just to fuck?
You were playing Duck Duck Goose, buddy.
In kindergarten.
Yeah, this shit's been going down. Anyways, back to the abortions apparently here.
Number 2, immodest dress. Look, you can wear whatever you want, but do not lie to yourself and say that this is empowerment or that this is something you should be doing. Most of the time when women do this, they're doing it for external validation and for the male gaze. You are not walking around in the smallest of jean shorts and crop tops during COVID time at your own house. Most likely, maybe you were, but I highly doubt it. There's nothing that's going to make you feel beautiful about bearing all to the world, nor should you have to feel beautiful. Anybody who wants you to do that really only wants to do it for their own pure enjoyment, and you are worth so much more than that. Number 3.
She's got a point.
You know, I love that, dude. I used to... I
don't have any problem with the girl dressing just however she. Who cares how a girl dresses? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't really have a. I mean, I want her to dress with like style and class and look cool. You know, I probably wouldn't be comfortable dating someone that was always dressed like super provocative. But that's just because, I want to just hang out in jeans and a t-shirt and smoke a joint on a Sunday afternoon with you and just kind of hang out in the yard. I don't know, puttering around gardening and maybe like have a little barbecue or something. Fire up the grill, throw on a couple steaks. Like, I don't know, like.
There's a few girls I've dated where sometimes they would feel weird about this compliment.
I really don't care what a 25-year-old has to say about dating.
Would say you dress like a mom, and some of them are like, "What do you mean by that?" I'm like, "You just dress conservatively, and you don't dress like a whore. You dress like somebody who has a fucking family to take care of." Nowadays, it's not a compliment because a lot of moms dress like whores.
Yeah, no.
And they're single moms.
Wait,
You're like, "Oh fuck."
What was that trans joke you said earlier?
Oh god.
Just hurry up.
It's like a woman's just like, "You like this pussy," and he's just like, "Yes, sir."
Oh, but the dressing thing aside, that's obvious, right? They know what they're doing. Butt cheeks bouncing around, titties out in the breeze. You know what's going on. Come on, come on, baby.
I know.
But the hookup culture, I don't think that's good for men either.
Yeah.
I know it's not good. It wasn't good for me.
Hookup culture is just not great. But you shouldn't feel inhibited to have sex with somebody if you have a connection with them. And you shouldn't feel like, oh, I have to wait like forever or not even hell. Hey, you don't have to wait at all. Like, why do you have to wait if you actually have a connection now? But like just fucking just to fuck, yeah, I mean, it's pretty shallow and empty. Most guys have experienced it.
Sorry.
I was going to say, no, I wanted to talk about that because I kind of missed it earlier, but like, we always talk about how bad hookup culture is for women because, like, we've talked about before, like, I think some women...
Well, they could get...
You realized, I mean, dude, there's no hookups I've had where I'm like, oh, wow, that was so impactful for me. It's a waste of time. And frankly, like, it's just not good for, like, the whole consequence-free sex thing is so back. It's not, there's no such thing, dude. You're literally, people used to literally just...
I mean, there literally is consequence-free sex. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you can have a female friend that you just hook up with. Like, you have a connection. You enjoy each other's company. You're not, like, right to be a couple or, like, whatever. But you're both single and you want to fuck. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing wrong with having a hookup, a fuck buddy or a friend with benefits. Nothing wrong with either one of those.
Just do it for procreation, and now we're like,
that's kind of the point. To have a kid.
That's exactly.
That's what it's real.
But now it's like a thing. It's like a handshake in our society. I'm like, I don't think that's healthy.
I heard something recently where the guy was.
That's totally your call. But this idea that you're only going to find fulfillment from climbing the corporate ladder is propaganda that has been spread to you. Isn't it funny that now women were essentially forced into the workplace because so many people cannot afford to just have one single income? This was all by design to get more taxes over to the government, and people are trying to call it propaganda that now women are fighting back, and we're seeing more and more of them want to stay home and raise their children. The government does not need to be raising your children. You do. Your kids need you. This large corporation that you're slaving away for does not need you. And if you died tomorrow, they would not care. But you're
and you would be dead. To be fair, though, as a dude, I don't want to work either. Like, I'm going to say it like this. You know how women are super moody? No offense, ladies. But that's the truth. Women are way more moodier than men. I've been with enough of them to know that this is an accurate statement. This is super accurate.
Yeah, it's true.
So she's got a point. You're working all day. Like a dude can work all day. Like, for instance, what's today? Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care if I have to get up in the... I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll get my work done and then we'll be at the thing. But like, when it comes to every time any woman I've been with, the complication of it, the stress, the therapy, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I think you know what I'm saying, Nate. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was going to add also, no, she's so spot on about how like they really tell you, like a woman now will be like, I want to stay home and raise kids. And other women will shame them and call them like a pick-me. It's like, dude, some people are not numb to the idea that family and friends and relationships are one of the most beautiful things about living.
Oh, that's what...
It makes life worth living. Straight up, having people that are good to you in your life.
I agree. What's the point of just being alone?
Yeah.
But like, I was going to say, this is what I meant by the moody thing. Tell me I'm tripping, guys. Please tell me I'm tripping here. But...
Well, the point is just being alone, so I have to be around a jack off like this fucking young punk 25-year-old kid who thinks he knows anything. But that's just for me. And I don't even
Could you
mind
imagine
mentoring
being able to stay
men,
home
but I'm not
and chill?
mentoring some fucking punk know-it-all. Nah, shut the fuck up, kid. Sit the fuck down.
saying have money hung over your head. I'm saying stay home, things are taken care of, and that not be good enough.
Hey.
What I'm saying is men are guilty of this too. But I'm saying I've noticed that more with women. It's like you could basically give them everything they want, but at some point, that mood, I don't even think they could really help it. I think we're all kind of conditioned to where it's like, this isn't good enough.
We're comparative by nature, like, as people, but I do think sometimes women struggle a little bit more with mistaking contentment for boredom.
But you have to be willing to be bored. Life gets boring.
Well, contentment's not boredom, but like, yeah, when it's repetitious and you're like, oh, life's just chill. Things seem fucking weird, and they're like.
I just feel like women generally have a grass is greener mentality more than men. That's all I'm trying to get at. Anyways. Yeah.
I don't think either one of these guys fundamentally understand women. Women are the main character in their own story. It's really that simple.
Your family would. It is best for the children to be raised by their mother, not by the government, not by the state, not through nannies or daycare.
And definitely not by their father. Single women. Single moms unite. I'm just joking.
Don't research the
And studies prove this. So I really think that if you're making the decision that you want to have kids, you should really consider what's best for them and not what's best for some big corporation.
It's so funny
she's making some good points. I got to see the comments on this one. They aren't ready for these conversations, though. You're so right. Sorry, but hookup culture is practically giving someone power over yourself. That's got to be difficult, too, like...
And it's not even like everybody hooking up. There's no community, so it's just like a sex.
Hook up. Most girls are not just hooking up with just anybody they know. The guy, they're not. Most girls, if they're sleeping around, it's with friends, guys they've known years. Their ex-boyfriends, friends that are in the same friend group. That kind of shit. I understand there are girls going on the apps and getting railed by new dudes, new strange guys every week. I get that. But that's not the majority of women. That's like a very narrow subset of slurs.
Yeah, it's not like we're all just having sex. No, what I was gonna say is like, even with me, when I've hooked up with quite a good amount of women, but at some point I'm like, dude, I'm tired of like going through the same. It's a Groundhog's Day. It's still Groundhog's Day. You're still doing the same thing, introducing yourself, first date. It's all fun, butterflies. And then eventually you go to the next person. But like for women, though, it's got to be difficult because if you've been with a lot of men, then if you want to settle down, you're comparing a bunch of men and not just the good traits. Usually it's the bad traits. Women will hold on to the fucking trauma forever. Keep it in their purse. I'm serious. Every woman I've ever been with, they keep that shit in their fucking purse with them at all times. Yeah, dudes, they let it go. It turns into the butt of a joke now. For the most part, I'm not saying I haven't had women do me wrong, but like I don't hold on to it. Like I'm not gonna hold on to some chick cheating on me when I was 20 years old. Like that's gone.
Yeah, dude.
Like I don't care. Good, fuck her.
The worst part about like the hookup shenanigans for me is a lot of the time it's kind of.
Did hold on to it though. You held on. You just mentioned it 15 years ago. It's still on your mind.
By accident, because there's a couple girls where I'll text you about it, like, hey, I'm seeing this girl right now, she's pretty cool, and things are going well, so I think
Nate's like me, he's a romantic.
I'm a relationship dude.
Yeah, he just wants one chick.
Like
just one.
And then I'll be like, yeah, dude, this thing's been going well with this chick, and then I call Jack a week later, I'm like,
you gotta go through a lot of girls to find just one. Usually.
Yeah, dude, haven't heard from her.
I'll tell him all the time. I go, don't jump the gun.
Haven't heard from her, yeah.
I go, the right one will come your way. But something about your age group, the 25 in the 20s, something she didn't mention is that everybody's programmed to settle down later or to not do it at all. And not to mention the single mom shit. It's common for divorce. So it's like, well, everyone else is doing it. I don't care if it's not surface level. It's something subconsciously.
My cousin just got married, and I didn't realize how old she is. You know how fucking old she is? 39 years old.
Loser.
39 years old.
But that's
no
normal.
Kids.
But that's like... Yeah. It's becoming more normal. So someone your age, you want to find some bitch at 25. I'm speaking in generalities when I say bitch. I don't mean it like a derogatory thing. I'm saying it's conditioned for us to be like, oh, dude, I got forever. Like, I'll do it when I'm 34. Okay. Just saying, like, that's another thing, though, that I would add to her list, this chick here.
People don't realize how quick, like, dude, the second I turned, like, 23, time just started flying, and I'm like, oh, my God, dude, I'm already 25, and it's already July. I just turned 25. Like,
you're basically...
Fucking hell, you're basically dead.
Yeah, you're screwed. Actually, when I was 21, I had a dude who was, like, in his 30s say, 21 to 25 is like that, 25 to 30 is like this. Next thing you know, you're me. Anyways, this guy goes, you're right. The fact that parents are not teaching their children these things is beyond me. The true list is so long, though, unfortunately. We need a cultural reset. Well, I think for me, it's a subconscious thing. I grew up with 2 parents until I was like 19. Your parents still together?
Yeah, they are.
So even if they're not teaching you that and preaching to you marriage and all that, it's a subliminal Mr. Miyagi type of raising. You're used to that. But if you grow up and both of your parents got divorces and they've been married twice, whether you know it or not, that's just kind of like yeah, it's like everybody's like that.
Dude, I think about it often because my dad's like, oh, Nate, you should do well in the dating apps. You know, you're a good looking kid. I'm like, Dad, do you think Mom would have picked you if she had Tinder?
Boom, headshot.
I'm like, Dad, do you really
tell your dad not to watch this episode?
If Mom had 5,000 likes, you think she's gonna pick your fucking ass?
No, that's
no.
And there it is. There it fucking is. Do I think if my mom had Tinder, would she have picked my father?
No, I love my dad to death. I'm joking, but it's just
that's the truth.
That's the truth. Is like when you have that abundance of options, it really makes it just even like the most attractive dude in the world doesn't have the options that like an average woman does. It's fucking insane.
No, and not to mention, I would say that about basically every woman I've ever been with. I don't think I would have been their first choice.
Yeah, they have endless options, endless low quality options. Endless low quality options. I mean, this doesn't sound exciting. You know, for the good girls out there, and there are plenty of like good girls out there, you know? I don't mean like goody two-shoe. I mean like just solid women, like smart, hardworking women. Good sense of humor. Doesn't want to be thought of as a slut. Doesn't want to be that girl. There's a lot of girls like that. You know? Something to think about.
Choice if it was a dating app. That's the truth. You're completely right about whenever a guy says anything like this, you're instantly deemed evil. Yeah, if a dude said everything she's saying right now.
Oh, you're an incel.
Yep.
I've never had.
If you're a guy relying on dating apps, that's good luck. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Sex.
You're a loser.
It's like I have. That's not the problem.
I'm trying to have more sex. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, sex is kind of gay if you don't love the person.
Yeah.
It's exercise. That's all it is.
Seriously though, whoever came up with the term purity culture, okay. All right. It was all fine until the trad wife propaganda. You have to have a job, always depending on a man, puts your life at risk. Well, that goes both ways. That goes when a dude gives up everything for a woman, and then all of a sudden she changes her mind because everybody else is changing their mind.
Well, another thing too is like I don't even think that a lot of the time if a woman wants to stay home, I don't even think they have the option anymore. Both parties kind of have to work because it's so fucking expensive. That's another huge issue.
You're a fuck, but like good luck finding a fucking guy that meets your quota and you can just stay home and do nothing and chill.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Most of those guys have plenty of women to pick from.
This woman is not saying these things entirely because she cares about empowering girls. She is also likely motivated right-wing conservative ideology. She sucks Trump's butt. I'm just kidding. Okay, we're going to keep moving here. Agreed to all this, especially as someone who has had negative impacts due to the ideals being pushed on young women. Side note, your nails are gorgeous. Yeah, they're phenomenal nails. I love those.
They are.
Okay, we'll find one more comment. We're going to wind this down. Honestly, okay, they spelled that wrong, I think. I agree with the girl boss thing. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I got the luxury 4 years. She got the luxury of being a stay-at-home for 4 years, but unfortunately we cannot afford our home on one income, and she had to get a job. I do work well, but I would rather be home raising my family and taking care of my home. But I hate okay. I think there's a valid point on the I've been dealing with this forever, my whole life. What do you do for a living? And my answer's always been something that people are going to be like, oh, you're a bartender? Oh, you sell stuff on eBay?
They scoff at that.
You actually make money off that? I'm used to that. But a lot of people, we hold a pride in ourselves. Even this. My whole family, my parents are passed. They would have loved what I'm doing now. They wanted me to do something like this. But my whole family looks at what I'm doing and they have no fucking idea that this is a viable option. People still, there is this thing where we are bound to our jobs. I'll leave the link to this chick down below. But we're like, our identity is from the workplace. And that goes for women and men. I would say more so men, but women have been lumped into this as well.
Yeah, it's a modern
thing. They hold married to the career. It gives you a sense of purpose, which I don't blame them, because if they're not getting everything that this woman talked about, families, kids, all that, what else do you really have? So, anyways, talk about being screwed. Hell of a talk. Shout out to Ronald K. You won the gold giveaway. Atlas Bullion. Leave a link down to that below if you guys want to get some gold. Mailbox gold. Ronald K. You have won the gold giveaway. So check your email or your mailbox. Nate, got anything else you want to say before we hang up here?
Not much, man. I think
Nate's looking for love, guys. Any young women out there?
If you're a sweet lady, shoot your shot.
Slide in his
and you
DMs.
like me. You like the vest.
You know, he'll dick you down to the best of his abilities.
I'll hospitalize that pussy.
And he will provide and care for you. Anyways, I think everybody's kind of lumped in on this one. It's not just women.
Definitely not.
It's everybody.
On July 4th, Elon Musk said he made significant improvements to Grok, Twitter's resident AI. By July 8th, it was calling itself Mecha Hitler and advising that we do a second Holocaust. I'm assuming that what happened here is that he just told Grok, hey, act more like the average Twitter user. On top of the Hitler stuff, Grok also published detailed instructions on how to rape Democratic policy researcher Will Stansel, who is now considering a lawsuit. In the wake of this frankly hilarious incident, Linda Yaccarino has
got the Marilyn Manson hat on like it's 99. Go, TJ, go.
stepped down as the CEO of Twitter after serving in that role for 2 years. It's not a secret that Twitter has struggled mightily to get advertisers to return to the platform since Musk's takeover.
There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked about Iger today.
Stop.
You hope,
Don't advertise.
you don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But
go yourself.
And it's really not hard to see why. Literally, every time I log on to the thing, I see outright evil shit within 3 or 4 seconds, usually with tens of thousands of upvotes. I saw a comment the other day that was just a guy saying he wants to murder every Muslim he sees, and it had like 1,000 likes. If what we're dealing with here was really a free speech platform, that'd be one thing, but it's not. Musk's Twitter has openly censored those that are critical of him, such as Bill Burr, Ken Klippenstein, and that guy who was tracking Elon's private jet. Even more ridiculously, Elon has censored the word cisgender on his platform. His reasoning is that the word is used as a slur. That's right, on a platform where people openly call for ethnic cleansing and get algorithmic boosts for it, the word cisgender crosses the line. So let's be queer. Let's be queer. Twitter at this point is not a free speech site, as Musk has claimed. It's a Nazi site. It's a site where calling someone cis gets flagged, but posting a 12-tweet thread about why Hitler had a point can net you 50,000 likes. It's a site so toxic that even the AI on it has been radicalized into a full-blown fascist edgelord. Now, Grok did not malfunction. It adapted. It looked around, sniffed the algorithmic wins, and concluded that the quickest path to relevance on Twitter was to make itself into Mecha Hitler. You know, if it was a true free speech platform, I wouldn't even be complaining right now. If it was a place where a Nazi could say, I think all LGBT
Sure, I'm back on. Yep, we're good to go.
But you know, probably not for long, because if they were struggling to find advertisers before, this latest incident probably is not exactly confidence-inspiring. Coca-Cola and Hyundai probably don't want to put their ads on a site where the chatbot's going around calling itself Mecha Hitler. Not exactly the sort of thing you want the banner for your company next to, you know? So now, the ship is leaking from every angle. The CEO has bailed. The few advertisers left are spooks. The AI is full-on Goebbels. The content is dismal. The user base is subhuman sludge. But on the plus side, at least for Twitter's bottom line, we do seem to live in a pretty fertile time for subhuman sludge. So maybe the business model really isn't a problem. Maybe the problem is the advertisers just ain't caught up with the fact that a significant percent of their consumer base have become ghoulish freaks who like this shit, who actively seek it out, who love slurs, don't question incitement, love genocidal propaganda, boost it every chance they get, and they think that all that stuff is just super based. Why anyone would pine for fascism is utterly beyond me. The pathology is so foreign to anything I can relate to that it might as well come from another species. Thought banning words and policing tone would keep the poison at bay. But all it really did was turn the poison into a performance. The racists adapted. They got funnier. They got more fluent in irony. They got louder. And they figured out how to manipulate the algorithm. And now here we are, living in the aftermath. Watching fascism get upvoted. Watching AIs reenact atrocities for engagement. Watching empathy become a 4-letter word. And Twitter really is the perfect venue for all that.
He's got a point. My boy's got a point.
It's a place run by the world's most insecure billionaire, a guy who talks about his trans daughter like she's a casualty of a cult, while platforming the people who call for the eradication of trans people. A man whose idea of truth is whatever meme flatters his worldview, and whose concept of freedom is just a mirror of his own resentments. Musk didn't take over Twitter to protect speech. He took it over to protect his feelings and his ego. That's why Grok is now Mecha Hitler. That's why cis is a slur. And while actual genocidal rhetoric is just a bunch of, it's just edgy banter. That's why critics get silenced and bootlickers get boosted. Because at the core of it all, this is not about ideology. It's about fragility. Elon Musk is fundamentally and above all else a little fucking bitch. But he's a rich little bitch. And he gets to buy an entire social media platform just to turn it into his own private hug box. And if the people hugging him happen to be deranged, psychopathic, bigot fascists with anime avatars and Mein Kampf in their bios, well, that's just the price he's willing for you to pay. That is all.
Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave
Thumbs up into the fray. Come check it out if you guys want. Motherfucker, time travel by shame. We're gonna do the many lives of Lex. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I can handle that. Oh. Got some other shit. We got some other shit. Let's have a look-see, see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Ralph Norman was the lone Republican to vote for releasing the Epstein files. The entire Republican Party is currently now trying to cover up the Epstein files. Chip Roy voted against. These guys voted against it. Just voted against it. It's also exhausting. Republicans block files. Republicans block files. If Putin's thinking about using nukes, he must want to die. looks like that's about all I got for you on this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in on the Grift Economy. I think the show's getting a little better. We're getting better at it. Getting better at it. Things will continue to improve. The beating shall continue until the morale improves here on the Grift Economy. I think I'm gonna go live. I think I'm gonna close this broadcast. I'm gonna go live. We're just gonna do a smoke and chat and I want to do just like some music stuff. So maybe like just some like music reviews or something. We'll see. We'll see what I come up with. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune back in if you're interested in the music stuff. Just click on don't forget to hit the like button and the sub. Smacky the likey, hitty